press my forehead to the airplane window and watch the clouds drift like they know something I don't. I mentally ask God, what's the purpose of a life? The question feels too big for 18, too big for 30,000 feet, but it won't leave me alone. My name is Katie, and I'm flying to a Christian college far from everything familiar. I didn't choose this college because it was some shiny, faith-filled calling. I chose it because it's the college my brother studied before he died. I was 16 when my brother was killed by a gang. 16 when grief moved into our house and started rearranging our world. Now I'm headed to the last place Josh had been alive. 2:10 p.m. I notice the time when I step out on campus. It's the kind of detail my brain clings to when everything feels unsteady. I'm wondering where to go when a voice cuts across the courtyard. It's playful, certain, coming from a tall guy jogging toward me, a girl close behind. They introduce themselves as Bridget and Joseph, offering to show me around. They walk me through campus, the dorms, the chapel, the library. Joseph provides commentary the entire time, joking about the dining hall, building character through disappointment. Bridget rolls her eyes. I almost laugh. Almost. Then we reach the campus green. A look passes between them. The air tightens, and I know before they say it. They knew him, Josh. They tell me they were in the same missionary training program, China Track. China. Josh's big dream that never happened. Their voices soften when they say they're sorry for my loss. I nod. I say I miss him. I tell them how much I wish he had made it to the mission field to share God's love. Something changes in Joseph's eyes when he looks at me and says, he did make it there. I'm confused. What does he even mean? Bridget takes my wrist and leads me toward a bench. Then the stories begin. Of Josh starting prayer groups for students who had lost a parent, working extra shifts at a Mexican restaurant to help some kid afford his textbooks. And that verse, the one he always quoted, let no man despise thy youth, but be an example of the believers. I always thought life purpose had to be something big, official, a shiny ministry assignment. Josh's death made me feel his purpose had been interrupted before it began. But what if I've had it backwards? What if the purpose of a life isn't in preparing for someday? What if it's loving the person in front of you right now? Joseph clears his throat, and we're walking again to a worn building with a sign that reads, The Reach Project, Hope for the Streets. Inside, posters cover the walls, outreach schedules, gang intervention resources. They tell me Josh started this. He fought for it and convinced people to care. Then, Joseph starts telling his own story, how he was so angry, atheist, a gang member, the kind of person Josh could have argued with when the Reach Project showed up in Joseph's neighborhood. But Josh never argued. He just listened. 2 years of conversations, 2 years of patience, until Joseph accepted Christ. I'm looking at Joseph, who's nodding his head and saying something that rewrites my understanding of Josh's life. Josh didn't just quote 1 Timothy 4:12. He lived it. I sit in my dorm room that night, with the window cracked open. Moonlight spills onto the floor. I'm reflecting on the day's conversations, and I hear my question again. What's the purpose of a life? But this time, the question doesn't feel hollow. It feels answered. Josh never made it to China, but he made it to people. In a God-breathed moment of clarity, I realized Josh's life had been cut short. It had been multiplied. Let no man despise thy youth. I understand in a way I hadn't before. Youth isn't a waiting room. It's a seed. It's the first spark of a blazing fire. Josh didn't wait until he was older. He didn't wait to feel qualified. Didn't wait for someday. He obeyed God and his right now. And God turned his right now into something eternal. I sit in the stillness and let the weight of it all press in. The grief is still here. But so is the clarity. I close my eyes. Not someday. Not when I feel ready. Now, God, use me now. And in this holy, trembling 18-year-old now, eternity begins.